Welcome to Frog Talk, an Auction Frogs podcast series all about events and fundraising in a post-2020 world. For more information on Auction Frogs and the services we offer, visit auctionfrogs.org today.
Hi, this is Cory, and today, as you are making your plans for your fundraising, you've decided, you realize that it is time to be able to make that leap into the virtual world. Not just because of the pandemic, but that is been a big reason why a lot of people have and a lot of nonprofits. But there's even more reasons than that. There is the reach that you're able to get to your donor base that you can't do with an in-person event in the same way. There's lots of reasons to be able to get it out there, but how do you get started? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Kayla is here with me. And Kayla, so a nonprofit has made that decision. Say I'm that nonprofit. I make the call. I get Kayla. I am right at the very beginning and I have no idea what I'm doing. How do I get started?
Well, the first step is to call us. So you're already in the right place, Cory.
Okay.
Ideally, you'll want to call about 6 to 8 weeks before the date of your event. It's not unheard of for us to have a shorter time, but the more time we have to prepare, the better your event is going to be and the less stressful the experience is going to be for you. So if possible, try to reach out 6 to 8 weeks ahead. And the first step is discovery. So our production team, myself or one of our sales staff will meet with you and just learn about your event, your organization, what your goals are, what video capabilities you have, and what you want your production to look like. And that helps us to understand how we can best help you. From there, we will give you your proposal, and that's the pricing, but also the value of what comes with what we offer, because, want to give you as much bang for your buck as we can, because we understand the position that nonprofits are in, especially with everything that's gone on in the last year. So that proposal portion is breaking down what features you want to include, what production needs you might have, and what different add-ons might be helpful to you in the production of your event. And after we finish that proposal, get it accepted, and then get your intake form filled out for your online auction, that's when we start the strategic planning phase. And that's the phase that we'll probably spend the most time in this process. And that's really where we brainstorm. There's so many different features you can do or have in addition to your online auction virtual event. So we talk through what all of those features are, which ones make sense for you, what narrative, what story you want to tell in your virtual event, and what content we need to do that with, which then leads us into pre-production. And pre-production is the creation, the editing, gathering from the archives sometimes this content, pictures, graphics, videos, selecting which auction items you want to highlight, figuring out what studio background or on location background you're going to have. And all of that culminates in production day, which is in some ways less stressful than the day of a gala, for example. But in some ways, it's different and new and exciting and still comes with its fair amount of stress. But I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than the moments after a virtual event has finished, when we're in the studio, either on the phone with the client or in person with the client, celebrating what we just did. I mean, there's adrenaline and really a lot of good feelings and good vibes in that moment.
It sounds to me like that all sounds great, but it's kind of scary. I've never done it before. This is all brand new. So a lot of what you're saying is like, I know how to rent a venue. I know how to get the table linens. I know what food to get. I know what I normally have there for silent auctions and for keynote speaker and all that. I've got it down. I've done it 20 years or whatever the case may be. So all of that is just brand new terminology. So when you had mentioned, yeah, it's scary and exciting, it is. It is exciting. If you can remember back to the very first gala that you did, or the first golf tournament or the first fundraising effort, whatever that happened to be, run, walk, whatever. Remember, it was scary because it was brand new. Anything we do for the first time is that little bit of scary, but it's exciting. And what's even more exciting is being able to see over this last year the reach that virtual events have and how that gets to a base around the world, not just the couple of hundred people that could make it to your golf tournament or gala, but really be able to get it out to former alumni, whatever it happens to be that are spread around the world, because we're connected in a way that we have never been connected before. And I know it's been partly because of the pandemic that has spurred this, but I think that is one of the silver linings of this horrific thing that we have endured and continue to endure, is that there's been innovation through that I think has taught us this is really the path moving forward, and whether that winds up being hybrid events or whatever. So don't let the vernacular, don't let the new terminology scare you from doing any of this, because that's why we're all here, is to be able to help you. We each have our skill set that are decades of skills in whatever that happens to be. Kayla, you have been probably one of the younger members, but you've still been doing this for a number of years in marketing for fundraising and things like that. So this is not new to Kayla. This is something that she is amazing when it comes to being able to guide you through the experience. I'm here to guide you through the hosting, whether I'm hosting the event, whether I'm helping your host, whether I'm co-hosting with you. I'm here to be able to guide you through that and the best practices that are going to be out there to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck. We have Ellsberg Studios with over 30 years of experience in videography. Our fundraising experts, Alicia and Christy and all the rest too, there's decades of experience. So we literally have over 100 years of experience in different facets to make sure that all that scary bits we're going to make as, well, not scary as possible. We're here to hold your hands, and we got your blankie, and we're going to get you through it.
I've been the client before. That's actually how I was introduced to Auction Frogs. I was doing a fundraiser for a couple of organizations that support breast cancer survivors and breast cancer research, and I came to Auction Frogs. And I remember when I was first a client, just the advice that they gave us alone was worth the money that we spent on the auction, and the confidence and guidance was worth it. And that's what, now that I'm a part of the team, I love being able to bring to the nonprofits, because especially now, because like you said, this stuff is scary, it's new. But, we knew when the pandemic hit that fundraising, the need for fundraising was not going to go away. You still need to raise money, you still need to support your programs, your staff, and all of the people in your community that you help. So we worked hard to quickly find new ways to make fundraising happen. We're first to market with these virtual events. So all of that expertise and confidence is what we bring to you, and we'll guide you through this. It's not you're not on your own.
Yeah.
We're there to hold your hand. That's what we want to do. That's what we do well. So coming into that process, we'll be there with you every step of the way. We'll guide you every step of the way, and we'll be there to celebrate with you. That's like I said, it's my favorite part. Calling the client or looking at the client being like, we did it, that's so awesome. At the end is what we really enjoy doing. And then we'll take you through to post-production as well, because at a gala, after the night, the main thing is just reconciling and passing out auction items, but there's a lot more to be done in post-production with these virtual events. And so we stick with you through that afterwards part and give you all of the resources and advice and guidance to maximize the virtual event that you've just put on and put money and time and blood and sweat and tears into. Yep.
Well, and that was a perfect analogy, talking about the galas being just done. I mean, in most fundraisers, your golf tournament, your gala, your walk, your run, whatever it happens to be, it's over, it's exciting. And then there's almost kind of a letdown of, oh, well, it's over now. Not the case with the virtual events for a lot of reasons, as Kayla had brought up. Yeah, there's that excitement of look at what we were able to achieve. But you know what? Then that lives on in perpetuity, so that where that gala, the balloons lose their air, all of that. It's not the case with these virtual events, because you can be able to utilize those, continue to market, whether it was, someone who just missed the live virtual event, weren't able to attend at that time. Well, if you weren't able to attend a gala or a golf tournament, either you sent in your check or you just said, well, I'll catch you next year. But with this, you can continue to market it out there to where they still are feeling a part of your organization. You're still getting the word. You're still able to reach that donor base forever if you want. You can edit it down. We can edit it down for you to just different segments of it that then you can use for marketing tools and awareness tools. So it's like the transformer of fundraisers. It started off this, but it can become all these different things off of that one. And that's what's so exciting and awe-inspiring to me, is how really is that bang for the buck that we're able to give to nonprofits with a virtual event. It's very exciting, and I love that part of it. So from all the way from that first call to your intake form to deciding what form of virtual event is going to be right for you. All of that, all the way through the completion and beyond, our team is here for you, and how you can be able to find out what's going to be right for you and let us guide you through the process. Just contact one of our fundraising specialists, and we are honored always and happy to be able to help.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Frog Talk, an Auction Frogs podcast series all about events and fundraising in a post-2020 world. For more information on Auction Frogs and the services we offer, visit auctionfrogs.org today.